recording.
Okay, everybody, it's your girl Allizae, and it's Zaylink, another episode, which we're on episode 15. So it's amazing we've come this far. Yes, exciting. And Zaylink is a show where we talk about sensuality, sexuality, relationships, social norms, what's unnormal. And we do a lot of conversation that is like personal and is transparent here. So privacy is respected. And if you have any intimacy questions, comments, concerns, or if you want to suggest a guest or comment, send an email to zaylinks@gmail.com. And if you want to connect with me directly and, send me a direct message in regards to your question or recommend any guests, definitely DM me on Instagram. It's Allizae Vlogs. And follow on Instagram as well. We Love Hip Hop Network, the umbrella company for making all of this happen.
Hey.
And Friday, Ricky Dred.
Double H.
And also an amazing guest that's here, Peter Pounder.
Hi.
Yes. I don't think those claps do justice for your performances. So we're going to get into who you are and what you do and a little bit more about your personality right after this song. So who are we playing today?
This is US or Us, Little Something.
I like it. That hit, like, what is that? Like an R&B type of, it's an R&B type of flow, I would say.
Once it starts getting in, one of the girls in there or one of the women in there starts spazzing on her raps too.
Damn.
Check them out.
So a little bit of that R&B/rap flow.
Yes, ma'am.
Nice. A lot of the music we play is so soothing to the ears. And I mean, this is Toronto artists as well. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's fire. So on this show, we play Toronto artists, predominantly female. So we give the respect where it's due.
Ladies.
Yes. So they can't say nothing out here, man. We support our own. So, yes. Again, zaylinks@gmail.com is where you need to send your comments and questions. So we are here with Peter Pounder. And I know the name sounds interesting and unique, and it is. Peter is an adult film star, brand ambassador, and model. And anything else you want to introduce yourself as?
You said brand ambassador, model, retired adult content creator.
No.
Yeah, we'll see.
Come back.
Well, yeah, that's something that's coming a little bit later. What else? I've done some not really stripping gigs, but kind of I've been nude sushi model and stuff like that, and done some small dance gigs, but not at a strip
Magic
club.
Mike stuff?
No, no, but I mean that might be in play. Who knows? I know a few of the different agencies in the city. There's 2, I think, or 3 of them. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But no, that's it for now, I think. Yeah, I know you covered all the bases.
Yes. So I think the viewers kind of want to get right into it. So we're going to go into a few different categories. So why don't we talk about your modeling first? It's pretty evident you're quite a model. Very easy to see. Love your hair, by the way.
Thanks.
How do you fix it like that?
Hairspray and product and pre-styler, then post-styler, and a comb and hair dryer.
Wow. It's fly.
Thanks.
I must say, it's fly. Looks like it stays in place all day.
Well, it helps if you face in the direction of the wind too, so it can't fuck it up.
Get that wind blowing effect.
Yeah.
You come out dead. So yeah, let's talk about the modeling. How did that come about?
The recent modeling, or the before the 18 plus modeling?
I think overall, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah, because modeling is modeling depending on what genre you choose to do.
Okay. So I guess it started with, actually I was just doing a demolition job. I just had a normal job, was doing demolition, which was fun because you could just smash it.
Is that where the pounder comes in?
No, that's kind of where we helped create the name. So anyways, there was an online ad for solo video and pictures for nude. So I just applied. I don't know. When I was younger, I used to just kind of go online and do the whole webcamming jerking off thing, but I didn't know I could get paid for it. So
most mans, we gotta highlight that. So guys that like to kind of beat their fist or what is it, Pamela? There's work out there, right? So
Yeah, you can get paid for it. You don't have to do it for free, especially online. So,
hold on, did people just watch you do it?
yeah, like I just used to do it for free. Like I go to like chat rooms and like, you know, you can go through on like Adult Friend Finder and there's literally all those different cams of couples, singles, and whatever. I just did that. For fun at night because I didn't know. So then later,
Not in the daytime.
yeah, it's not in the daytime. No, because I mean, like I like live with family. Yeah. So anyway, so then I'm doing this demolition job, and I find this thing online to go do a solo photo shoot and a video shoot. So I go for like the photo shoot, and it's like a solo jerk off thing or whatever. It was easy. I did the photo shoot. At the time, I lost my nerve and I backed out of the video shoot. So like the second time for the video, I didn't go. Then I went and got a sales job later. So it's still not like exactly in modeling. And the sales job helped with more confidence of just going business to business and just like meeting
Nice.
people. And then with that confidence, I said, wait, I don't want to sell like things. I'll sell myself. So then I started to sell myself. And then the nudity and the appreciation for like me doing like nude stuff, I guess, is what opened the first few doors. And then eventually I was like, oh, people also want pictures with my clothes on. And then I started to just do more networking. Like recently I've been doing networking with different like meets so that we can just have more content instead of just me taking selfies.
No, that's really cool. And that's the thing about sales skills and experience. It's really transferable and you can use it like all around. So it's a good point that you mentioned it. It wasn't like you just got into the industry and you just learned everything. It was like you had to do it through like a natural form of comfort, whether
Yeah.
it was like sales skills training and just getting you familiar with other people. So that's really a cool actual
I'm gonna
beginning.
snipe a quick question in there. So when they were doing the call for the jerk off videos, right? How much were they offering?
I think it was it it was 200 for the photo shoot and 400 for the video shoot or something like that.
Comment gang,
That's good.
comment gang.
And this was a little like not like last year, like this was a little while ago. Right?
Yeah. This was,
Comment
Like
gang. You're trying to make some money in that pandemic.
well, this is before pandemic. This is like, I've been retired for 2.5 years and I did the job for 3 years and I did that experience about 2 years before that.
So inflation.
Yeah.
Damn.
I mean, now I have better rates.
Hey,
Personalized.
comment gang. Y'all are doing it anyway.
Yeah.
In
Paige.
private.
But I'm more naive at that time, right? As I get older, I learn them.
Wow. No, that's really interesting. So that's
Hell
where
yeah.
the modeling originated from. Okay. So that kind of broke you into the adult film side, I guess.
Yeah, because after here, we better hear.
Just pull it over to you. Better. There you go.
There you go.
Yeah.
What'd you say again?
The adult film
Oh,
side.
right. Yeah. So, I mean, after I went back into sales and said I want to sell myself, I went home and I was like camming a bit. And then I went online and there was like different ads and stuff. And one of the ads was for straight, gay, and kink in the States. And it was like Minneapolis or something. So I applied to that. And then after doing webcam for like 2 weeks, they messaged me and then we had a chat and then we sorted it all out and I was ready to go. They'd asked if I had any experience with any of this stuff, and I was like, I did the photo shoot and I backed out of the video shoot. And then they were like asking all these different questions because there was the kink stuff, which was like was gonna get like beat. So are you into that?
The BDSM.
Yeah, like are you into getting beat? Are you into pain? Or like why would you do this? And I'm like, I don't know. I don't think I'm into getting beat. But like, you know, what we could see and like, you know, I want to also like push my limits. And then yeah, and I was at the time I was, I guess, straight, but I'd gone through my phases of like trying stuff like with guys, right? I used to have like a friend who used to give me blowjobs all the time and I could watch porn on my phone and it was cool, right? Like,
Yeah.
And then at the time I'm like, okay, well, I'm like predominantly straight these days. And they're like, okay, well, like this is how straight porn would work, how this is gay porn would work, right? So I was very open-minded to like all the experimentation I would have to do. And I get paid to experiment. So that was pretty cool.
Nice.
Right?
Mhm.
And then that was it. Then I flew out and I shot porn.
Wow. That's simple.
Well, I mean, I can add more. You know, it was my first flight. I never really flown anywhere, so like that was the whole experience getting a passport, flying alone.
For this purpose.
Yes, for this purpose.
Wow.
Never first passport, first flight, I never really understood what anxiety was, and I was trying to like eat in the airport, and like I'm like, why can't I like eat? Like my mouth is so dry.
Because they're gonna get it wet for you later.
So then I get to the States, and they're like talking to me, and they're like, do you have anxiety? I'm like, I don't think so. So then that's when I discovered I had like slight anxiety, but that's with like new situations. After like the first day of talking to them, like I was cool.
Well, this is nerve-wracking stuff, right? You're about to perform with people that you don't really know and do very intimate things, and it's, you know, you're experimenting.
And doing a lot of things I've never done before too. Like for gay, I never like bottomed, I never topped, I never sucked a dick. Like I've had my dick sucked, that was it. So it was a lot of firsts for this. And then for the kink, I never really been beat or whatever, or tied up or anything. Like I've had my, I've
Most people with their parents, right?
yeah, it's not the sounds they wanted to hear, and most people I knew didn't have their own places at the time, right? But all in all, it was a good experience. The first place I started, the studio, they took good care of me. Even when I went to one of the other studios and I had like a little bit of like a nerve-wracking time, they like helped make sure I was okay, and like they did the aftercare, right, which I really liked.
That's always important.
Yeah, and they are actually the owners of that company are who I am like coming out of retirement with as well. So like I'm going back to like my home network of people. And so it's like going back to my starting family. Yeah, my roots. Yeah, my porn roots, my porn family.
Wow.
Explain aftercare, please.
Well, we could both talk about it, but basically when you're involving yourself in like BDSM, the aftercare is like that post-production type of thing, not really on camera, so to speak, all the time, but just making sure that you're in a mental space that's good. So usually if you're involved in like BDSM role play and you have like a dom or like a sub, then you kind of get into character. Some people can't just snap out of it. So detaching from the experience is the aftercare of making sure you understood what went down, what happened, how you felt, how you're feeling now, and just making sure you can kind of zone back in. So you kind of get back. Because it's almost like people think it's like when you're getting like hypnotized, you just act and then you're done, or you're filming on camera and you're done. But some people have traumatic experiences, or sometimes some people take it too far, or they don't know their own limits until they experience it. And then they sometimes maybe not want to continue, or maybe they feel like, okay, this was cool. But you have to have that dialogue after, so you're not having any of that traumatic, wow, what just fucking happened type of thing. And you're left to deal with it by yourself, especially when you're participating in something that involves like multiple people.
Interesting.
Yeah, I couldn't have said it any better myself. Because like, yeah, like after my first experience, I'm back in my like room and I'm like, why do I feel upset? And then I just start like crying randomly.
Upset,
Yeah, and I'm like randomly crying because like the whole experience was like different and took a lot of emotion, you know, that I wasn't used to. So then after, when the rest of the people that I knew came in and helped like calm me down and like make me feel safe, you know, it's like after, if you're with your girl and then like after like you like used her, she wants to be like, you know, I'm still human, you still love me, not just like go in the other room and play Xbox. Like, yeah.
Cuddle for a little bit. At least.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's just really making sure that you're okay. And we spoke about this even when we had like the interview with Dylan from Oasis. Like there's rules to BDSM, and people really have to understand what role they're playing and what they're walking into. And the people participating need to make sure that when you're leaving that experience, that somebody doesn't feel like they were assaulted, or they don't feel like, you know, they were deprived of, you know, anything in particular, because you know what you've gone through, regardless of if you're all yes, yes, yes.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
We're learning over here.
Yeah, it's interesting, especially when you're participating in it. I mean, you might assume a certain role to the public eye or to people you know, but then when you're involving yourself in like a specific level of BDSM, it's like it's life-changing. It really is, because you might be a dominant person, and if you're playing a sub, then you got to remember, I got to get back to being a dominant regular person in real life. And the submission role is just for the moment type of thing. So.
I always thought most people played their like natural role on camera, but then there's actually a documentary narrated by James Franco called Kink, about the Kink Armory, and like he interviews like a bunch of people and stuff, and it was actually the opposite. Most people who were like subs on camera were like doms at home, and vice versa. And it's cool, they also like talked about the chemicals in your brain with like pleasure and pain, how like when you raise the pleasure and then the pain, you can go more in the pain and pleasure next time, and keep on going. Yeah.
That's interesting.
It's something to learn so that if you ever get like kidnapped, you know, you're good.
And that does happen with certain kink play, but again, there's also real life situations, so you just got to learn your tolerance physically, mentally, and connecting it. And because a lot of people don't understand sexually like their boundaries or their limitations or what they can actually excel in if they're really put to the test with it.
Yeah, and you also learn new stuff every day. Like I didn't think I was like I'm mostly more of a dominant person, but then the other day, someone was sitting on my face and they held my nose, and I didn't think I'd be into breath play, but apparently I'm into breath play a little bit.
Well, I guess breath play again, life and death situation. I'm
Well, I
kind
didn't think they were gonna
borderline.
kill me, but yeah,
But you obviously like when you're experimenting, which is the key word, you're trying to be open minded to different kink play, sexual acts, and things like that. So, like literally, that experience you just went, like you just described, that's slight suffocation, but
yeah.
pleasuring.
It's like, well, I mean, the more hardcore one I would see on, I guess, a film would be the person in like the leather suit with the straws at their nose. I guess that's just a way more gentle, like milder play of that. Yeah.
Leather suits. Have you like worn one before?
No, because I'm usually more of the dominant role. I probably want to have the person in the leather suit. Like I did a thing before where the person was like in like a not full leather suit, but they had like fake ears and like paw stuff on and like a butt plug tail and whatever. So like that's as far as I've been around with leather, or shopping at the leather shops in Toronto.
Yes,
Yeah.
Northbound Leather is a very popular one. I know most people go to.
Yeah, I went and got my lotion and all the leather care stuff there.
Speaking of which, you have quite an extensive arsenal. It would have been nice to kind of see all of that good stuff, but people have to follow you in order to, I guess, figure out where they can see some of your active play. Like on, I guess you're on some sites,
And
Oh,
plus,
yeah.
And plus, we're not trying to get the video demonetized neither.
right?
The well, like the actual use of the tools I carry. I guess yeah, that would be on like my OnlyFans, or like I can share like the images also on social media, like on Twitter and whatnot. But for more of like the use, that'd be on OnlyFans.
Yes, so
Yes.
definitely hit up his OnlyFans.